Alright, so here's what we got, guys. We're going to go into another matchmaking strategy guide here. Alright, we went over yesterday some notes about matchmaking. And again, these 4 steps will help you create your own matchmaking strategies when you're solo queuing and give you something in your back pocket so that when you get some teammates who are not very helpful, not very good with teamwork, then you'll have something you can pull out and help yourself get some frags and hopefully kind of carry your team, carry yourself to some good stats or a victory. Wow, Arnors, thanks for the support, man. Of the $10, I really appreciate that. That's great, man. Thanks. All right, so the first point: simplifying angles. Keep your angle peaks to no more than 2 angles, guys. If it's more than 2 angles, it becomes very tough, very difficult to be consistent, to guess correctly. All we're trying to do with the whole angle thing is to bolster our percentages to our favor. So if it's like, if I'm playing poker, for instance, and I've got pocket aces, it's probably a good idea for me to go ahead and raise pre-flop. That way all these crappy hands won't have the percentages once the flop comes out, okay? Kind of think of it that way if that helps, all right? But basically, we're going to take these percentages, try to roll them into our favor, and that way simplify these angles to peak, okay? And in order to simplify angles, what you can do is you can eliminate these other threats, allowing yourselves to move freely in a position that would normally have 2 to 3 angles. You can take it with what I'll bring up in my next point. You can use some things to eliminate these other threats and to help go back to bullet 1 and simplify those angles. So the third point, and that's a very important point, eliminating threats, but it goes hand in hand with this part, and that's using your grenades. By using your grenades, you're able to eliminate the threats, you're able to simplify the angles, you're also able to neutralize an enemy that may be looking at that one angle that you're concerned with. Okay, so say I've got a smoke that hits a certain spot, all right, and I know now I've got to peek this angle because that's the only place they can see me from. Then what I want to do is maybe throw a flash there, a pop flash, then peek that angle right behind that pop flash, and boom, headshot. That's a free kill, okay? And again, that's helping yourself, helping your team if your team is not very team-oriented. Now, like I said yesterday in the video and in the lesson, you want to be concerned with the teamwork mentality first. This is only in case you can't get that teamwork out of your teammates, all right? And the last point I have is trust. Trust your hard work that goes into these smoke grenades, your planning. Trust that your flashbangs are going to work, your smokes are going to be in the right spot, your Molotovs are going to be where they need to be. If you don't trust what you're doing, you're always going to be paranoid. So that angle you're going to peek, you're going to be worried about the second angle as opposed to the primary angle. Okay, it's all about breaking your peaks down. What's the primary angle? What's my secondary angle? And going from there. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take it into game. All right, and Arnors, thanks again for your $10 donation. I really appreciate that. That definitely motivates me to continue this and to continue helping the community. All right, so the map we're going to work on today is DE Cache. All right, Cache is a very, it's an open map on a couple different sides, mainly middle and A. So you're going to have to be very creative with how you eliminate those threats and how you simplify those angles. So we're going to go to B to start out with. All right. And again, I don't put a whole lot of time into these grenades because this is not about what I do. It's about how you can make it your own. This is why we call it strategy crafting. It's so Roofy, it's so Arnold's, it's so Rick. You guys can go into a server and figure out what smokes work best for me. What angles do I know? Okay, and because I know this angle right here, then I need to throw a smoke that maybe kind of blocks off this angle and this angle and gives me that angle. Okay, it's about what you do, what you're good at. Now, granted, we talk about attacking weaknesses. All right, you've got to be able to attack your weaknesses, become a better, more balanced player. So, in this particular example, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw a flashbang kind of right off this wall here. All right, it's going to give me a decent little flash out into the bomb site. And all I'm going to do is drop a smoke here. All right, from there, that's given me the angle to cross here. Not really an angle for upper. They can't really see you. And then it's going to allow me to creep into the checkerboard area. That's going to simplify my angles here. I got one angle here. I know that's clear. I can move to the next one. And again, this is about peeking one angle at a time. That one's clear. Good. Even if this smoke is still up. All right, so say we've got a smoke where we just threw it. Okay. Say once you peek this initial angle here, we're good. All right, well, now here's where we can get creative. We can do something like throw a molly back here. We can throw a flash high. and then we just continue to peek these angles. All right, that's going to clear out maybe the back of the box. So that guy may go to headshot. That guy may go to the back of the side. Again, you're forcing the other guys to play a particular way to hit a shot on you. You're taking that advantage they have of holding an angle and putting it more into your court because now you've simplified your angles. Okay, so that's just the thought of B. All right, now middle. Okay, say you're coming out of T spawn. You want to really get a good smoke, good flash to overtake middle because middle is very, very important on this map. So maybe I'll run forward here, just kind of throw a smoke up, and hopefully that'll land in a decent spot. Haven't really practiced it because again, you guys need to make this your own. But yeah, that's a decent spot. It's not a good smoke. Ideally, we want the smoke to land probably about in this area right here. Give us some good coverage, okay, and really try to prevent any play from vents because vents is important. If a CT can get up to vents consistently, then they're pretty much going to have control of middle and also control of checkerboard and B. So we really need to focus and lock in on trying to control the vents portion of the map. So say we got a smoke here, all right, after a good throw. And again, practice it. Make it your own. Do what you want to do, all right. Maybe we just throw a little flashbang here. Throw it kind of into the smoke, or into the smoke there. I'm not going to throw it wide. But say you throw it into the smoke. It's going to prevent maybe a peek here. And it also allows you to peek these corners using the smoke as almost like a wall. Okay, so keep that in mind. Again, we're simplifying angles. Okay, that's what it's about. All right, so again, this side, that smoke's there. Boom, we've got this angle. Maybe we want to just drop a flash right there. Hold for a push in case they try to go through it. Guy connector's blind, or Z connector is there. Maybe we just toss a molly towards Z connector, flash towards connector, you know, and then push it. And again, it's just creating plays, creating opportunities for yourself, for your teammates, okay? And then lastly, very common play here, okay, is to drop a smoke in this area as a CT. All right, it's probably typically going to take up the whole thing, but you get the point. So if that's the case, just slowly creep over to this side. Don't do too much. Don't try to do too much. Just wait for that smoke to go down. Maybe jump up here, and when that smoke verts down, you've got a good angle onto the forklift area. Good, good. All right, we're fine. Now here's what we do. Maybe we just toss a little smoke out here. Okay, nothing crazy. Let's go ahead and clear out this one area. Okay, maybe we just come over here. We toss a flash here. We can even throw a Molotov like right back here to kind of clean out the back of a quad. Flash high. Okay, now we've created some shots. See, that takes away their angle from the back of quad because we've mollied it. If they stand here, they're dead. So they have to peek this angle. Okay, if they peek that angle, you've got a great opportunity to just slide out this door here. And again, we've got a smoke here, we'll say. And we've thrown a molly back here. So now all we do is maybe just bank a little flash high, turn from it, all right? And then we come over here, and we just lob a flash over that wall. Boom, blinds that guy. Bam, we got a good shot, okay? Now, obviously, you've got to know where these smokes go, and that's the trust issue. That's knowing what your smokes are going to do, what angles are going to be open when you reach a certain area. It's almost like you need to diagram it out. Like, okay, my smoke's here. I've got this freedom from connector right through here. Okay, I've got a cone shape. All right, wish I could bring up my mini map. Got a cone shape here, but once I get to this point, I'm kind of in the red. All right, same with it over here. I'm in the red. Okay, but I know I can lock in on this target. I know if I'm back in here, I can lock in on forklift. If I want to use my molly either to clear out quad or clear out forklift, I can. So again, guys, that's just a couple things that may help you with this map. Again, make it your own. All right. Do what you're comfortable with. Do what makes you the best player possible. And at the end of the day, just have fun with it, okay? Figure out your weaknesses, watch your demos, and review what you're doing. And, you know, if I can be of any help to you, maybe you say, hey, Dioko, check out this round. Here's what I was trying to do. All right, I'll go and I'll break it down. We'll see what you've got. If you just can't figure out the situation, then maybe that's where I come in and say, sure, man, let's look at it. Let's do a demo review of a strategy craft, and maybe that's something we do in the future, okay? But there you go, guys. That's the matchmaking strategy for the night on DE Cash. And this, again, it's T-side stuff. We're going to get to CT side stuff. We're going to do a lot of that. But you got to understand, CT side is very situational based. So just keep that in mind, all right? Okay. So that being said, is my chat still messed up? No, my chat's good. All right. Found it really hard to enter B on cash, especially when the CTs are being aggressive. Okay. Well, let's we'll enter that Q&A stage. Let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. because of your generous contribution. We'll put this in here. Alrighty. Okay. Let's hop in game. We'll do a little Q&A. And we'll talk through some stuff. So you're saying it's hard for you to take B when the CTs are playing aggressive. A couple things we can do to prevent that aggressiveness. Alright. First and foremost, always you can utilize flashes off that pipe. Kind of in that area. That's going to prevent any sort of peek from this angle. Obviously, you can see where that flash is. It's going to prevent peeks from here. Okay. It's not going to prevent a rush just to checkerboard, but it's going to prevent anybody from peeking you with an op or something from that angle. That's option number one. Option number two is, again, to kind of throw the similar flash. That's not very good. You should get the gist. Maybe getting over this point. Having your gun out, just kind of holding for them to be aggressive. And then maybe throw a little smoke. Just, I mean, nothing fancy. Just kind of throw it in the middle of the site there. That wasn't a good one. I wanted it more like right here. Right there. Just throw that one right there and make it very one-dimensional. But the big thing is the CTs are going to try to do this. When they play aggressive, they're going to try to come up here close. Wait for this smoke to die down a little bit, and I'll show you. I mean, this is how I would play it aggressively as a CT. Alright, I'd come up here, and I'd probably go something like smoke. Wait for it to plume. Maybe a flashbang just to kind of prevent some people. If I had an HE, I'd throw it through there. Okay, so yeah, they've opened this up. But at the end of the day, what does that get them? It gets them vent control, which is good. Okay, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it is. But they can't push past this point. This is the point where they gain information. Alright? So all you've got to do is sit here. Don't really nade through that. Because there's a lot of different areas they can go to, a lot of walls they can hide behind when they hear the nade bounce. So instead, let's wait for that smoke to go down. Okay, let's maybe hold this angle or hold this angle for a push, something like that. When that goes down, that's when we start making our move. That's when we start flushing out those CTs. Okay, maybe we've got, we'll say a smoke flash and molly because that's what I've got. Maybe we've got that stuff. All right, there's a couple positions they can play. One of those being behind the box here. Okay. One of those being close here, okay, and back here maybe, and maybe even along this wall. Again, we're eliminating the angles. So what we want to do is we want to take all these angles that they have on us, and we want to try to eliminate some of them. Okay, so here's what we can do. Yeah, definitely. But here we're gonna go on to that a little bit more. Okay, so let's simplify those angles. So if we know there's a possibility there may be a guy in the back to checker, maybe here's what we can do. We can drop a smoke right here. Okay, it's probably a little far. I probably want that more. That's going to be a similar spot. That spot's better. What that's going to do is it's not going to allow him to peek through that. So it's going to eliminate a couple angles from one here and then one here, one there. And really, that's not a good angle to peek. So actually, you're eliminating 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 angles and a 5th angle here. So you're limiting 5 angles with that one smoke. That leaves 2 spots open. That leaves this angle and that leaves this angle. Okay? So we've got our smoke here, which has eliminated anything from the back there. Okay? Maybe the next thing we do is just say, alright, well let's see if he's around the corner. Just drop a molly right there. That takes it down to one angle we gotta peek, and it's this right here. Alright? We can just pre-fire that almost. Okay? Smoke's there. Then we can come in here and just throw a nade, and obviously this is a flashbang. If this is a grenade, we throw it to the back of checkerboard there. Okay, maybe that does some damage to him if he's back there. Okay, then we get into what we just spoke about. We talked about our angles. We go angle here, we go angle here. Okay, here, 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 here. That's all it is. So again, just simplify your angles. Practice something that a CT does against you in your head. Okay, think about how can I eliminate 5 angles, which is what we just did. We eliminated 5 angles with one smoke grenade. Then we eliminated another angle with a Molotov and made the last angle pre-fireable because we knew, okay, he can't peek me from that corner. And granted, we still got this angle here, but this angle is played more passively. If they play that aggressively, it's going to be dangerous. But one way we can fix that is instead of throwing that Molotov back against that wall, maybe we just kind of drop it like right in here. Okay? What the heck? That wasn't right. No way that just happened. It bounced straight up off the floor. It is. Yeah, it definitely is. Arnor's, like, for sure. But, you know, we throw that Molotov right here. Hopefully it won't bounce stupid. Yeah. Then that eliminates that angle, too. You're going to flush him out of that spot. And he's going to be running out of there crazy. You got a smoke here. And then, boom. Pre-fireable. Pre-fireable. Okay? So. Yeah, it was a weird molly.